It's a pretty windy day down here at Moorabbin. We've got winds gusting up to about 30 knots. But when you're pre-flighting the aircraft, here's a tip: make sure it's tied down, make sure it's chocked. And the moment you're ready to take the tie downs and chocks off, I just went in and put the parking brake on. Don't forget that, because especially with these things, these serious aircraft, small gust of wind and RPMs are good, airspeeds alive, temperatures and pressures are good, don't have any knots. Alright, 65% power, let's make sure everything's stable. We're at 2,500, track is good, heading to Point Cook, we're 12 miles out, so we'll switch across which we're on, and listening to Point Cook traffic. Alright, brakes, undercarriage, mixture full rich, fuel pump on. Point Cook traffic, Kilo Juliet November is joining base runway 22, number 1, Point Cook. I kind of realised I took off from Moorabbin just there, flew to Point Cook, and because it's like an 8-minute flight, I haven't actually explained to you what we're doing today. So we are at, this is actually an RAF Air Force base, Point Cook, which you need to get prior permission to fly into. So I've been doing that over the last few days, working with a team down here who are based at the Point Cook Flying Club. And the team who's been helping me sort this out are responsible for something called FunFlight, which is I think it's annual for families who have children with disabilities, and those children who are really into aviation but might not get a chance to fly otherwise. So this group helps those children get into planes, get up in the air, do some flying over Melbourne, so do scenic flights around the city. A fantastic idea and something that I'm really keen to get involved with. So today I'm down here at Point Cook to meet with the team and to see if I can find out a little bit more about what FunFlight is, and hopefully to see if I can get involved too. All right, KJN safely tucked in and just waiting there for a couple of minutes. Now we're going to take KJN on a flight just to show you what you can do as part of this FunFlight series that I was talking about. But first, we're going to jump inside and meet a lady called Sarah, who's the event manager. She coordinates the whole of FunFlight. We're going to talk to her and find out what it is, how to get involved, and what's going on. I think she's just in here. So here I am now at Point Cook Airport with Sarah, who's the event coordinator for FunFlight. Jesus, see, I told you I'd muck it up. Nice to meet you, Sarah.
Nice to meet you too.
So do you want to tell us, so what is FunFlight?
FunFlight is a day that is run every year. It's national, around Australia, everywhere around Australia. This year we've got 20 aero clubs different aero clubs that are getting involved, and we take kids that have been touched by adversity flying. FunFlight started 10 years ago. We had our 10th anniversary last year, and basically it was set up because all of these kids have some kind of adversity, whether it's a medical condition, a disability, family situation, whatever the adversity is, we get them out of that for the day.
We're going to talk a little bit more about the flight itself shortly. We're going to have a look at the actual flight you're doing. But if I was a pilot and I'm watching this at the moment and I was thinking that I might want to get involved.
Absolutely. We would love to have you for starters. Absolutely. What we look for is we look for pilots that have got 250 hours PIC time and 50 hours on type, and your own aeroplane preferably, or you have to source your own aeroplane which is VH registered. What
happens though if you don't quite meet that criteria but you are a pilot, maybe a student pilot, also wanting to get involved on the day?
There is certainly other activities. So for example, we need people who are on the ground who are helping escort our passengers. So we need people who are aviation aware to be able to do that, and there's also lots of other ways you can get involved. Most aero clubs will run a barbecue, and I know we always need somebody to turn sausages.
It's always an important role, just as important as flying.
Vital.
Thank you, Sarah. I'll put a link down to funflight.org down below. Jump online, have a look, make sure you find out and see if you can get involved. But we're going to go check out the flight path now.
Absolutely.
So we're going to hop back into Kilo Juliet November and show you guys what actually is involved with flying at FunFlight. Should we go?
Perfect.
Cirrus Kilo Juliet November is approaching Westgate Bridge from the southwest, 1500. Request 2 right-hand city orbits.
Kilo Juliet November, Essendon Tower, cleared 2 right city orbits at 1500.
Cleared 2 right-hand city orbits, 1500, Kilo Juliet November. Well, that was nice and easy.
Kilo Juliet November, traffic operating 1 mile north of the city is a black helicopter at 1200 feet in right orbit.
Copied and looking for traffic, Kilo Juliet November. Sarah, this is the route then that pilots, if they're taking part in FunFlight, this is going to be pretty much the same flight that they're going to be flying themselves?
Yeah, that's right. So all our pilots from Point Cook do a city orbit over Melbourne. As you can see, we go over sort of places like the MCG, the Tennis Centre, Albert Park Lake, Art Centre, all the sort of things that you're used to seeing in Melbourne.
It's such a beautiful view of the city. I mean, I've done the city orbits a few times, but I don't think I ever get bored of this. So the fact that they let us this close to the city.
Oh, it's amazing, and we never get bored of it either.
And the procedures, so you guys watching at home, the procedures you would have seen actually, obviously check with your flying instructor before you do any kind of flights like this after watching something on YouTube, but the procedure is very straightforward. Essendon Tower are normally really, really helpful with you. If they're busy, they'll tell you and they'll ask you maybe to hold. But I've done several city orbits in the past and I've never been declined. I've been asked to hold, but I've never actually been declined to go in. So if you've got a question, ask Essendon. They're there to help. But check your procedures in Ursa and check with your flying instructor first. But this is definitely one of those kind of bucket list flights if you haven't done it before. It's a great way to see the city. Eagle-eyed viewers may also realise we do actually have 3 people on board today. We have a young passenger, Sarah's daughter, here on board with us as well, and she's fast asleep. Kilo Juliet November, city orbit's complete. We'd like to track back direct to Point Cook, 1500.
Kilo Juliet November, control services terminated. You're a free bird.
Kilo Juliet November, thanks and good day. Point Cook traffic, Cirrus Kilo Juliet November is on a long final, runway 22, full stop, number 1, Point Cook. So it's a great flight, a pretty easy flight to do, to be honest. Now, Sarah, if someone wants to get involved with FunFlight themselves, if they want to maybe fly or volunteer on the day, but if they want to get involved, what's the best way for them to show their interest?
Best way to do it is either go to your local aero club. If you don't have a local aero club, go to funflight.org.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to head back from Point Cook now. I've got to head back to Moorabbin before there's a bit of a front coming through. So it's been a week of fronts, really. It's not weak fronts, it's been a week of strong fronts. But anyhow, there's some weather coming through. That's why it's getting a bit windy now. Please, if you can, if you're a pilot and you can spare the hours, if you're not a pilot, or if you are a pirate and you don't... Pirate? Who's a pirate?
Ahoy, me heart!
Either way, if you're a pilot and you can fly here, or if you just want to volunteer, please check out their website. I'll put it down below, funflight.org. Just before I go, as pilots, we have this amazing ability to fly right. We have this skill that, yeah, we've worked hard for and we've paid for it, but at the end of the day, we can fly and a lot of other people can't. And there are kids out there who are really, you know, having a hard time at the moment. And if we can put a tiny bit of happiness into their day in an otherwise maybe a sad week, if we can put a smile on their faces through something that we love doing, surely it's worth it.